Hello and welcome to the Pandemic Update for Tuesday, February 14th, 2023. I'm Data Report for datareport.info. Starting off with some of the news information, we do have a few things to report on. First off, there was a good write-up with the latest symptoms of XBB.1.5 variant, and as you can guess, they continue to be fever, body chills, chronic cough, headache, sore throat, nasal congestion or runny nose, fatigue, nausea and vomiting, diarrhea, shortness of breath or difficulty breathing, and new loss of taste or smell. And you can see these symptoms. The story was put in Good Housekeeping. There is a link to it on my site. I did archive that one under the COVID variants section. And that's interesting to see that the loss of smell still exists with the XBB.1.5 variant. There's also another study that was out today, and this one's interesting. New COVID study suggests people over 50 benefit more from COVID boosters than younger people. I got a problem with that. Because remember at the beginning of the pandemic, they said, oh, young people don't get COVID very bad. Well, no, it turns out young people do get COVID bad, and there's a lot of people between like the age of, say, 20 and 40 that get long COVID. Hey, I can raise my hand to that. I'm on the list of people between 20 and 40 that's long COVID. I'm 32, and I do have long COVID. And yes, I did get the bivalent booster. I got the Moderna one. Check back on my channel. You can search in the channel, and you can find a video. I actually did a video today. I got it. All right, we do have a COVID outbreak that was declared at a long-term care facility on Prince Edward Island, and because of that, they are limiting the number of people that can visit patients, and I believe they're going to stop accepting new patients for the time being until the outbreak goes down. And we also have two other things to report on. This one is not good at all. Another study that was out today, which shows 50% of cancer patients who have had COVID report long COVID symptoms. This is a rather concerning amount, and it should get more attention in the media. Anytime any of these studies come out, it really should be reported on the media. But here's the problem. There are so many other news stories out there. I mean, just last night, God bless the people of Michigan State University. There was a mass shooting event there. You have the war in Ukraine. You have all these balloons going around. I mean, there's a lot of stories. And that's one of my goals of this channel, other than talking about the climate issues and just the pandemic itself, is to bring to your awareness the stories that don't get talked enough about in the media, such as here, 50% of cancer patients having long COVID symptoms after a COVID infection. I mean, that's really a concern. Then you have this other one that came out today. Yes, it's true. You can get brain issues with long COVID, and for many it should be treated as a neurological disease. There's a study now saying that it should be treated as a neurological disease. Hello, I started my COVID Twitter account back in November of 2021. I've been talking about it the whole time. There's many people that have been talking about it long before that. I mean, come on. COVID affects the brain. It does cause brain damage. And yet again, this is something that the media really needs to get on the ball with, and they need to start reporting on. Just like the heart issue, we're finally starting to see a couple outlets. The Today Show, there was a Canadian outlet that talked about the heart issue, and maybe that's because it's Heart Awareness Month. I don't know, but I mean, these things need more attention, and my goal is to bring these attention to you. If you did not know about these issues, I hope you take away and learn something from my videos here. Alright, let's get on to the data side of things for today. Taking a look at the community transmission map. 57.08% of the counties in the United States are in high transmission. Substantial makes up 22.97%, moderate makes 14.9%, and low makes 5.06%. You're probably saying, oh, well, that's good. The high transmission is dropping. It's good, but is it really good that it's just only dropping to substantial? Substantial is still pretty bad. I don't consider anything good until you're moderate or low, and look at this map. Yes, you have some moderate and you have some low areas in west of the Mississippi, but you still have a lot of red and orange, and all of Puerto Rico's red and orange. Alaska, for the most part, is red and orange with a couple blue low counties here and there. And the point is, yeah, things are still bad. All right, moving on to the varying proportions. We did do a full varying proportion update video. If you did not see that, go click on my channel down below, and it should be the video directly before this. But here's the latest top variants. XBB.1.5 is 74.7% of the cases. BQ.1.1 is 15.3%. BQ.1 is 5.1%. Those are your top three variants. Take a look at Walgreens. Like I have been saying before, there's no real sense of direction. It's a fighting going on between some states are rising, some states are dropping. So on today's update, yesterday, if you remember, it was down 0.3%. Today it's up 0.3%. Eventually, one of these sides is going to win out. If I had to guess, it's going to be more states are going to trend upward, especially given we just had the Super Bowl. Today's Valentine's Day. Restaurants are probably really crowded, so that's indoor transmission. Both events, that and the Super Bowl, is indoor transmission. The northeastern states got a 3-day weekend coming up. And I guess the same could be said in the West Coast. There is definitely skiing in the Rocky Mountains, so yeah, I guess that's going to be an issue out there as well. Ski resort areas, with your 3-day weekend coming up, you're going to see things rise. Oy, look at Vermont. Vermont is still technically red. It's not rising as much. I think it's finally, for this up, down period that they go through, it's finally capped or peaked. But I think that's going to be short-lived. They're probably going to go right back up again with President's Day coming up. 23.1% positivity this week in Vermont, 14.3% last week, 8.8% difference. Maine is actually dropping now. I know it still says, there we go. Maine is actually dropping now. Negative 7.4% difference. So it's 33.3% today versus 40.7% last week, plus testing down. So that's good, but again, I think they're going to fall victim of President's Day weekend because there are ski resorts up in Maine that probably will see some activity. All right, Ohio. What is going on in Ohio? Yes, testing's way down, but their positivity after dropping for an extended period of time is really going up. 35.6% this week, 25.5% last week. That's a difference of 10.1%. How about Florida? I do like to check the DeSantis state every once in a while. You know, the state where nobody cares about Florida or about COVID. Current week, 34.1%. Prior week, 33.1%. Testing is down a good bit. It's down by about 600, but that's a difference of 1%. Florida and the rest of the deep south, that's not an area I'm going to be concerned about until March. Everybody knows spring break happens in March, and we'll see what happens. That could definitely cause a wave. We saw the second year of COVID. There was a pretty significant rise in, I believe, hospitalizations and cases. Is the data even accurate there? Even then, they were starting to cut back on data. But it did go up down there, and there were people reporting that cases were rising in their area, and they knew people. So, yeah, we have to keep an eye on spring break next month. That might even start at the end of this month. Mississippi, 37.5%. That's up 5.9% versus the 31.6% last week. And we'll just do two more here. Arizona, 32.8%. Prior week, 28.2%. That's a difference of 4.6%. And let's end on Texas. Tomorrow we'll get the weekly update out of Texas, hopefully. 34.4% this week, 35.5% last week. They're actually down 1%. New York State. All right, New York State is not good today for a couple of reasons. Number one, 1,780 cases today, but here's the problem. Look at the positivity. 6% positivity rate today, and the 7-day average is 4.7%, so the positivity is slightly higher today. Also, check this out. Yeah, hospitalizations are 2,175, with ICUs at 213 people in the ICU. This is the first time since going all the way back. You got to go back to, what is this, January 17th, that they had the first report of the week, which is always on Tuesday. The first report of the week was actually higher than the last reporting day of the previous week. So today they had 2,175. The last update they had 2,092. So that is a pretty significant rise But let's just play this out. Let's not sound the panic alarm yet. Here's why. Take a look at the admissions. The admissions are not yet rising. Once the admissions start rising, then we have to concern ourselves. So for the time being, yes, they had an update today, but the admissions aren't rising yet. But nonetheless, it's something we have to start paying attention to, because that could change at any given time. You never know when a new variant's going to pop up, and New York State is infamous for new variants popping up here in the United States. All right, taking a look at deaths. And for today's death update, should be yesterday's number. Apologies, we had to refresh this. Here we go. Only 85 new deaths yesterday. I say the word only because that is less than the previous Monday, which had 176. That's a good bit less. And finally, we're just going to end here on the international standpoint. And Switzerland, still that 2,500% increase. And that's over a week old now. I don't understand why they're not updating. Russia is up 31% on cases. Russia's deaths are down 12%, but that was down a lot more a few days ago. So Russia's deaths are actually on the verge of getting ready to rise again. And we'll just end here with Poland. Poland's cases are now up 39%. Alrighty. Thanks for watching this video. I know it's a little bit longer than normal today, but there were all those news bits I wanted to get in at the beginning of this video. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy the content on my channel, hit the like and subscribe button down below. And remember, stay safe, everyone. We are all in this together. See you again next time.